As of now, British heavyweight boxer Daniel Dubois has an estimated net worth of $6 million. Known for his explosive power, cool demeanor in the ring, and relentless knockout ability, Dubois has become a standout figure in the world of boxing. Rising through the ranks with sheer determination, he's faced world champions, suffered setbacks, and come back stronger, proving himself to be one of the most resilient fighters of his generation. Beyond boxing, his wealth has come from brand endorsements, promotional partnerships, and investments, solidifying him as a financially savvy athlete with a promising future outside the ring. Early life. Daniel Raphael Dubois was born on September 6, 1997, in Greenwich, London, England. Raised in a humble household by supportive parents, Dave Dubois and Teresa Dubois, Daniel was introduced to discipline and structure from a young age. His father, Dave, a bus driver and boxing enthusiast, played a crucial role in nurturing his son's interest in the sport. His mother, Teresa, stayed home to care for Daniel and his siblings, instilling values of hard work and perseverance. Dubois grew up in a tight-knit family with several siblings, but the most recognized among them is his younger sister, Caroline Dubois, a talented boxer in her own right and a rising star in the women's amateur boxing circuit. Caroline's own international success inspired and challenged Daniel, creating a healthy sibling rivalry that fueled their individual ambitions. Daniel was homeschooled for much of his early education, which allowed him to focus on training. At the age of 9, he joined Peacock Gym in East London, where his boxing journey truly began. By his teens, he had become a fixture in Britain's youth boxing scene, winning multiple national titles and representing his country in various international competitions. Personal life. Despite his growing fame, Daniel Dubois has largely kept his personal life out of the public eye. As of 2025, he is not married, but is known to be in a long-term relationship with his girlfriend, whose identity he keeps private. The couple reportedly shares a child, a young daughter, whom Dubois often mentions in interviews as his biggest motivation. Dubois is a devout Christian, often attributing his strength and resilience to his faith. He maintains a quiet, humble demeanor in public, which contrasts sharply with his explosive style in the ring. He frequently posts motivational Bible verses on social media and occasionally attends church in London when his training schedule permits. Outside boxing, Daniel has begun exploring philanthropic efforts, particularly around youth sports and anti-knife crime campaigns in London. He's been a vocal advocate for keeping kids off the streets and encouraging them to find discipline through sport, just as he did. Dubois also ventured into fitness entrepreneurship by launching a line of athletic wear and boxing gear in early 2024 under the brand name Dubois Power, which gained traction among fans and aspiring fighters. Professional career. Daniel Dubois turned professional in April 2017 at the age of 19, quickly earning a reputation as one of Britain's most promising heavyweight prospects. In his debut fight, he stopped Marcus Kelly in the first round, a foreshadowing of the thunderous knockouts that would define much of his early career. He went on a tear, amassing an undefeated streak with multiple first-round KOs, and by 2019, he had claimed the British heavyweight title, defeating Nathan Gorman in a widely watched showdown. That victory elevated his status, with many comparing him to the likes of Anthony Joshua and Lennox Lewis. But in November 2020, Dubois faced a major test against fellow unbeaten Brit Joe Joyce. The highly anticipated bout ended in Dubois's first career loss, a 10th-round stoppage after he suffered a fractured orbital bone. Critics questioned his heart. Supporters argued it was a brave decision to protect his long-term health. Either way, the loss was a defining moment. Rather than retreat, Dubois regrouped and returned with vengeance. He knocked out Bogdan Dinu in 2021 to win the WBA interim heavyweight title and later challenged Oleksandr Usyk in 2023 for the unified heavyweight championship. Though he lost via a controversial stoppage, many believe Dubois had knocked Usyk down with a borderline body shot, sparking global debate and keeping his name in the headlines. In 2024, Daniel bounced back yet again, defeating Jarrell Miller in a brutal clash and winning the European heavyweight title in an emotional homecoming fight in London. As of mid-2025, Dubois boasts a professional record of 24 wins, 21 KOs, and 3 losses. He's respected for his resilience, knockout power, and ability to learn from setbacks. Rumors of another world title shot swirl, with potential matchups against Filip Hrgovic or Zhilei Zhang being discussed. House tour and car collection. With his earnings from boxing and endorsements, Dubois has built a comfortable life. In 2023, he purchased a modern 5-bedroom mansion in Surrey, valued at approximately £2.5 million. The home includes a state-of-the-art gym, an indoor pool, and a recovery center with ice baths and cryotherapy, a clear reflection of his commitment to elite athletic performance. The house is tastefully decorated in a mix of contemporary and minimalist styles. A few personal touches, like framed gloves from milestone fights and signed memorabilia, line the hallways. His private study includes several sports awards and an impressive collection of boxing belts. As for his car collection, Daniel owns a matte black Range Rover SVR, his daily driver, a Ferrari F8 Tributo, gifted to himself after his first WBA title win, a classic 1965 Ford Mustang, a surprise gift from his father, and a custom Mercedes G-Wagon, fully armored for security and travel convenience. While he doesn't flaunt his wealth online, occasional Instagram posts show glimpses of his lifestyle, including peaceful mornings with coffee in his garden, workouts in his personal gym, and quality time with his daughter. Unlike many American boxers who come through college athletics, Daniel Dubois did not attend a traditional college or university. Instead, his focus from a young age was entirely on boxing. Homeschooled to accommodate his training, he devoted his youth to the amateur circuit, representing Team GB and winning over 70 amateur bouts. Though he once had Olympic aspirations, he chose to go pro rather than wait for the Tokyo 2020 Games, believing the professional route would accelerate his development. That decision proved pivotal, as he quickly built a name for himself among the heavyweight elite. However, Dubois has expressed interest in education later in life. In interviews, he's spoken about possibly pursuing a sports science or business degree online, with an eye towards staying involved in boxing as a trainer or promoter once his in-ring days are over. Daniel Dubois' journey is one of power, perseverance, and potential. From his early days in London gyms to the roaring arenas of international boxing, he's faced triumphs and trials, each one forging his character and shaping his destiny. Though still young, Dubois represents the best of British boxing, focused, fierce, and humble. With his eyes still fixed on a world title and a growing legacy outside the ring, Daniel's story is far from over. Whether in the squared circle or as a father, brother, and role model, Daniel Dubois continues to punch forward, one round at a time.